Hey, I'm Scott.
And I'm Chris.
And this is Doxologic, where we help you think with your Bible.
Okay, next question. How should we continue forward with Matt Chandler and the Village Church? I used to listen to his sermons weekly. I am just wondering how I should process this biblically. Maybe an explanation of what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some assumptions that I know you know, and I know about what happened in all.
Well, what we know about what happened in the
Sorry,
sense that,
the reporting.
Generally speaking, the reporting that's gone on.
The reporting.
Part of the issue is that we don't know what happened.
Good point.
Yeah.
I know
what
the
you're
glitter got to my mind, and I can't think clearly from
It
my
blinded
sweater
you
right now. It's
from the
just
lights.
bad moment. We
It's
don't know.
bright in the
we don't
studio,
know.
yeah.
I don't know everything that happened.
Yes, right in the studio, reflecting into space.
So we don't know what happened, but what was acknowledged publicly was with a heavy degree of PR type of language, an inappropriate relationship online between communication on, I think it was Instagram, direct messaging with a friend, where she was married and the husband knew they were interacting and his wife knew they were interacting, but it was familiarity and frequency that
was the
a
problem.
friend of this woman approached him on a Sunday that, hey, I'm uncomfortable with what your relationship sounds like, your friendship, whatever, with this woman, and he went straight to his elders and said, alert, got a problem. They entered in. They brought outside counsel. He stepped down in September.
3 months ago, because I think it was a 3 month absence.
3 month absence. Had a plan of development for him and accountability and various things, counseling and all of that. And I didn't listen to the full plan as they outlaid it, but December, let's see, today is the 6th, so on the 4th he returned for the first time. And so the question now is, what do we make of Matt Chandler? What do we do?
Yeah, just another clarification. I don't know what I would use, but the word would be probably more suspended, not disqualified. They made a pretty emphatic statement to say, we don't believe he's disqualified. So what they were doing was disciplinary and developmental. I believe that's the words they were using. Part of the issue with this, to the sweater point earlier, is that we don't actually know what was going on. No one in the church, as far as I know, has seen the reports. They did a third-party investigation that gave the language that they used, the familiarity, the frequency, all of that kind of stuff. So they have done that work. The elders were concerned at some level to pull him, but not concerned enough to say he's disqualified from ministry. And that whole thing ends up making it just a little bit confusing because we don't actually have more details. And that, first and foremost, I would say, that has to be entrusted to the elders to determine whether or not that information is necessary to the body. And there may be some very good reasons as to why it was not addressed, specifically getting a rundown of what the DMs look like or whatever. But you have to entrust that hopefully your elder board is among the most godly people in the church, in a plurality together, all coming to and weighing in on how to address this issue. And therefore, you can get a sense for, this is where trust comes in to any local church body. I would personally say a couple things. One, I'm encouraged at the beginning that the elders did something about it.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Second thing is, I'm a little confused as well when he's not disqualified, but he's removed from the pulpit. And so then it gets into 3 months later, he's now back into the pulpit. And there are people that are saying, wait a minute, we got to have a higher standard. If you needed to remove him and make such a deal about it, shouldn't that be a more staunch,
Shouldn't have taken longer.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Whether it's penalty or whatever, 3 months is like kind of fast, honestly, for something not only as high profile, because technically, if it's the right thing to do, it's the right thing to do with or without the fact that he's a nationally known person in evangelical, circles. But there are many questions it begs, and much that we don't know, and I would argue probably will not ever become revealed outside of some sort of leak or something. And I'm not one that is concerned about it. I think that listening to Matt Chandler, if you've been doing it in the recent past and you choose to continue, I wouldn't look at you shocked. If you chose to stop because you feel disturbed about this, I also wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't try to get you not to listen to him anymore necessarily, because again, there's so much we don't know. I've had a variety of just concerns about a few things he's said, but I have not listened to him in years on a regular basis, and so it's been a long time. So I'm not like up to date to really give a staunch I would or I wouldn't. There are plenty of how do I say this? Plenty of people that I would admonish you. Not a great idea to like really put a lot of stock into this person. I would not call him that kind of concern.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me give a distinction on that.
Yeah, sure.
I would say I would have a bigger problem with Matt self-appointing himself back into leadership. Okay. So the person that resigns from their church and starts another church somewhere else and self-appoints back into being a pastor.
Seeing that,
I'm going to say I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
Where I am encouraged is, however the process was, whatever this was, which you don't really have a qualification for a non-disqualification kind of, removal for 3 months, that kind of idea. But he submitted to his elders. He walked through the process. They seem to be exercising a level of godly wisdom. And I'm much more open to that than I am to this kind of common sort of celebrity pastor who has a following and can just start another church like it's nothing and move themselves out of the accountability dynamic of a elder board that loves him. I like that Matt came to them. I like that he submitted to them. And I like that it was their decision to restore. Whether or not that period was long enough, I can't make those calls. But I would say I'm more open to listening because of that than I would be if he was
good point.
Leading himself back into ministry.
You've been listening to Doxologic, a podcast by Doxa Church in Rockland, California. To learn more, visit us online at doxa.church.